The Secret of Solomon's Wealth #Episode 1. Solomon decided to do something that had never been done before. Solomon was an uncommon achiever. Uncommon achievers are different. In a doubting world, they believe. In a slow world, they run. In a weeping world, they laugh. In a quitting world, they persevere. Solomon is one of the most famous names in history. He wrote songs and collected proverbs. Kings begged for an appointment with him. He was brilliant, articulate, and yet, very human. He was the richest man who ever lived. Solomon experienced tragic failures in his personal life, yet he rose to such prominence that even Jesus mentioned him thousands of years later in Matthew chapter 6 verse 29 and Matthew chapter 12 verse 42. He was not a perfect man, but he was a productive man. We are fascinated by his life. He experienced the magnetism of evil and fell into the web of immorality. He knew great gain and great loss. He lived an incredibly full life. He was wise. When God himself permitted a temple to be built in his honor, he chose Solomon to oversee the work, and no one has produced its equal in the history of mankind. How wealthy was Solomon? Consider this. In 1929, the Illinois Society of Architects did an extensive and meticulous study of the temple built by Solomon. Though the research was done almost 70 years ago, the experts placed its value at $87 billion. When you figure in a 7% inflation rate per year, that places the value of the temple alone at more than $500 billion. My friend Malcolm Burton has said that this amount is 4 times more than our nation spends on military defense each year. And that is just the beginning. It does not include Solomon's palace, his real estate holdings, and other valuable possessions too numerous to mention. Think about it. Today, the temple alone would be valued at $500 billion. Now, think again. What an uncommon achievement. Have you ever stopped to consider the difference between $1 million and $1 billion? It has been said that a stack of $1,000 bills totaling $1 million would be 12 inches high. But, a stack of $1,000 bills totaling $1 billion would be taller than the Empire State Building. That, my friend, is wealth. Solomon's personal palace took almost twice as long to build, and is said to be equal in majesty and splendor. Is it possible even to imagine such wealth? Solomon's life also included failure. What life has not? Scarred generals have a lot to teach naive soldiers. Any uncommon life is worth scrutiny. Uncommon leaders are worth knowing. Uncommon kings are worth studying. Uncommon dreamers are worthy of pursuit. Solomon was a dreamer. An effective dreamer. An unforgettable dreamer. An influential dreamer. And, many dreamers are hurting inside these days. Dreamers are often misunderstood. Dreamers provide jobs and income for those who refuse to dream. They stretch the imagination of everyone around them. They thrust average people into the zone of greatness. Yet, they are often called money-hungry, materialistic, and greedy. What really was the secret of the greatness of Solomon and his unequaled attainments? His obsession for wisdom. The answer is simple. Solomon's academic achievements have not been traced to any unusual genius. In fact, the opposite is true. In his dream, his inferiority rose like a monument. He knew how limited he really was within his own power. In 1 Kings chapter 3 verses 7, 9, we read the description of a man overwhelmed. I am but a little child, I know not how to go out or come in. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad, for who is able to judge this thy so great a people? Solomon pursued wisdom continuously. In Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 13, he says, And I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. Solomon mastered the principles of achievement. He was much more than a dreamer. Yet, he created a collection of monuments every uncommon dreamer should study and absorb. He completed his dreams and no one has yet equaled his achievements. Your dream, too, is obtainable. Your dream is closer than you can imagine. Your dream, too, is necessary and essential. Wake up. It is your turn to do something significant with your life, which is slipping between your fingers every hour and every minute of every day. I hope this dawns on you like the bursting of a million suns. I pray that it hits you hard. When Solomon fueled the desire to build the temple, God became involved. Instructions were given, respected, and followed. No expense was spared. It was meticulous and detailed. Solomon decided to do something that had never been done before. That is one of the golden secrets that helped him become the richest man who ever lived. Please subscribe and share. See you at the top.